Saturday night's main event is right around the corner, and it's time to make my predictions. As you guys might be able to tell, I am not in my usual setup. I am actually traveling, and I'll be away, so no Saturday night's main event stream. I apologize, but make sure you guys tune in to my socials at GillyMania for any recap, analysis, all that good stuff. At the moment, we have 4 matches, and honestly, it's 4 championship matches. I wouldn't be surprised if this is all we get, especially with one of them having a guaranteed new champion. Anyways, let's get into it. We got Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Championship. If not now, then when? When will Randy cost Cody the championship? Because they've been teasing this for over a year now, and I feel like the longer they wait, the less shocking that moment is going to be. I still think Drew should have won at WrestlePalooza. That would have saved the reputation for that PLE and would have made this road to War game super intriguing. But that didn't happen, and I don't see Randy Orton costing Cody / turning heel at a show like Saturday night's main event. We're already guaranteed a new World Heavyweight Champion. I think Jade Cargill's a lock to beat Tiffany Stratton. I don't think we're going to see 3 new champions in one show, especially this show. So yes, I do think Cody Rhodes is going to come out on top yet again. But I think we're going to see more of Homelander Cody. This ruthless version of Cody Rhodes that will go to any length to teach Drew McIntyre a lesson. I do wish there was a stipulation of some sort because we've already seen this match a few times and I want to see something different here. But that being said, I do think Cody Rhodes is going to disqualify himself yet again. But this time in a more ruthless and crazier fashion, and we're all left wondering what is going on with Cody. What do you guys think? Then we have CM Punk versus Jey Uso for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. The big question we're all asking here is which one of the Usos is going to turn? I, for one, think the answer is neither. I don't think enough has happened yet for Jimmy to turn on Jey. Yeah, he's mad at the way that Jay's been moving lately and that he threw him out of the Rumble, but I don't think that's enough to tip the cup over. As for Jey, I think he has a lot to prove, not only to himself, but to Jimmy and to Roman and to everyone that's in his ear. I totally see a scenario where he's in position to win the match and then he looks over at Jimmy and says, I got this, Us, or watch how I do this, or something along those lines, gets too full of himself, boom, gets caught by CM Punk, boom, GTS, it's all over, Jey loses. Jey has no one to be mad at and to blame except himself. Jimmy's standing there like, I told you so, this ain't the way to do it, and Roman is going to be super disappointed in Jey losing, especially to CM Punk. And that could be the beginning of the turn for Jey. Maybe he realizes he doesn't have what it takes to become a champion again. He starts up a heel faction, maybe he starts cheating his way out of wins. I can definitely see that happening, but I don't think the WWE wants Jey to turn into a bad guy. He is so incredibly over. I don't want to see that, and I don't think they do either. Anyways, CM Punk will be the new World Heavyweight Champion, and he finally gets the title reign that he deserves. He's going to have an awesome run, probably leading to the Rumble, and I can definitely see him having a match with Gunther. I think they're going to run it back when he returns. I also think CM Punk versus Bronson Reed versus Braun Breaker is in the air. This is going to be a fun feud, and he definitely deserves it after what happened at SummerSlam. What do you guys think? Then we have Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. I would bet all the money in the world that Jade Cargill wins this match. Tiffany's reign was great, 300 plus days as champion, which is one of the longest WWE Women's Championship reigns of all time. She's awesome, she deserves it. But I don't think there's much left for her to do as the babyface champion of SmackDown. I think it's time for a refresh in the championship scene and a refresh for the women's division overall. I'm super intrigued with a heel Jade Cargill running the show and all the crazy feuds she can have. Most notably, of course, a WrestleMania feud with Bianca Belair. They have a ton of history, and that is going to be an incredible match. But of course, we got to see some offense from Tiffany Stratton. She has beaten Jade Cargill a few times before. She's been champion for almost a year now. She's going to get hers in, but at the end of the day, I want to see Jade win, and I want to see a different side of Jade that the women's division is going to fear, and that big bad heel on SmackDown who's going to run the show. As far as Tiffany Stratton goes from here, I think her laying low for a while would be good so we can all start to miss her, and then boom, she returns maybe as soon as War Games or maybe even at the Royal Rumble, where I predict her to be a heavy favorite. What do you guys think? And finally, we have Dominik Mysterio versus Rusev versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. John Cena versus Dominik Mysterio at Survivor Series in San Diego for the Intercontinental Championship is very much a possibility, but if we want to see that, which I assume we all do, then Dominik Mysterio needs to retain in this triple threat. With the War Games match being so unpredictable right now, I'm starting to feel like John Cena is just not going to be a part of it. But he is on the card, and this is a perfect setup for him to go one-on-one with Dom. I think Dom wins this triple threat, and for the next few weeks, he goes around boasting how he's beaten everybody that stepped up to him and that he's the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Then maybe it's an open challenge at Survivor Series, and he challenges anyone to come out and face him, and boom, it's John Cena, massive pop, we get the match, that's awesome. There's also a scenario where whoever he's scheduled to face at Survivor Series gets attacked before the match, like let's say it's Penta, and then Rusev attacks him him, and then they go out to the back, and then we get a surprise entrant, which happens to be John Cena. Boom, that's a massive pop. Or on an episode of Raw, he just straight up says, I'm the greatest of all time, I want to face the greatest of all time, and calls out John Cena at Survivor Series. Either way, I think Dom retains as Saturday night's main event, and that kind of sucks for Rusev and Penta, because if Survivor Series in San Diego wasn't right around the corner, and if this wasn't John Cena's farewell tour, I think there's a real shot that either of them could have won here. Honestly, I have no idea where they go from here. Maybe a feud with El Grande and Los Americanos, because on this past episode of Raw, when Los Americanos interrupted the match, the crowd was actually cheering on Penta and Rusev, so that was kind of interesting. The crowd's cheering on Rusev. I definitely don't want to see him turn into a babyface. What do you guys think? Those are my predictions for Saturday night's main event. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys agree, if you guys disagree. Sorry I won't be streaming it, but again, tune into my socials at Gilly Mania for more analysis, information, and review on the show. Enjoy.